Hello and welcome. Today, we are going to explore a very important topic, stakeholder collaboration and effectiveness. Strong teams and happy workplaces depend on good communication, not only between team members but also with leaders and all the people involved in the business. In this session, you'll learn how to communicate clearly, avoid misunderstandings, and build stronger collaboration with your team and stakeholders. Let's get started. Communication is the thread that ties a team's success together. When communication is clear and consistent, it creates the conditions for productivity. People know what they're doing, what's expected, and how to get support. This clarity reduces confusion and builds stronger working relationships. As those relationships strengthen, trust grows between team members and their leaders. That trust encourages open discussion, which is essential when navigating challenges or giving feedback. For example, when a leader invites team members to share concerns in a meeting, it helps uncover issues early and makes people feel valued. But even with good intentions, misunderstandings can still happen, especially because we all interpret things differently. A team member might think they're being clear in an email, but the message might come across differently to someone else. By doing this, we also become more aware of different communication styles. Some people are direct, others are more reflective, some prefer visuals, others prefer a quick call. Respecting these differences helps create a team environment that values diversity and fosters mutual respect. Ultimately, when everyone feels heard and informed, it becomes easier to align on shared goals, tasks, and expectations. And when that happens, the team doesn't just function, it thrives. So how can we avoid miscommunication? It starts by knowing your own communication style and recognizing that other people may speak or understand things differently. We all bring different backgrounds, languages, and ways of thinking to a team. That's why it's so important to allow for diversity and communicate in ways that feel natural and respectful to everyone. For example, at a local restaurant, a new staff member misread her shift time. The schedule used short forms and symbols that she didn't understand. She came in at the wrong time and missed part of her shift. After this, the supervisor started writing simpler shift notes and asked staff to confirm their times. So this means people have different styles and levels of understanding. Miscommunication often happens when we assume others get it. This example shows that checking for understanding helps avoid small problems. Let's start by looking at what makes someone a good communicator, especially in leadership roles. First, they're assertive but not aggressive. That means they can speak clearly and firmly without being rude or controlling. They also give positive reinforcement. When a team member does something well, they say it and celebrate it. Good communicators also provide helpful feedback. Even when something needs improvement, they say it in a way that supports learning. And finally, they offer clear and consistent instructions, so everyone knows what to do and what's expected. Next, good communicators are excellent listeners. They listen carefully and respond to both employees and customers with honesty and interest. They are known for their integrity, meaning they're honest, transparent, and keep their promises. They also know how to motivate people. Their energy helps others feel excited and confident about their work. And they have what we call strategic impact. Their communication helps the team move in the right direction, supporting long-term goals. Lastly, great communicators create a strong and positive workplace culture. They promote continuous learning, helping their team grow every day. They also involve their team in decisions. Instead of doing everything alone, they ask for input and ideas. They support creativity and innovation. They want new ideas, not just old ways. And most importantly, they care about their team. They put the needs of the group above their own, and that's what makes them trusted leaders. For example, at a busy cafe, the manager invited team members to suggest ways to serve customers faster. A new waiter suggested using small menu pads on tables so customers could write their orders. The manager tried it, and it worked. Orders came in faster and mistakes were fewer. This means good communicators involve their team in decision-making. They listen, encourage ideas, and support creativity, even from junior staff. This builds team spirit and better results. Now let's look at what makes communication effective within a team. There are 3 key elements you need to understand. First, sharing information clearly and respectfully. Second, active listening, which means really focusing on what others are saying. And third, understanding, which is about making sure your message has been received in the right way. Let's explore each one in more detail. When you share your point of view, how you say it matters just as much as what you say. People have different communication styles. Some are more outgoing and expressive, while others are quieter and more reflective. It's important to recognize these differences and adjust how you speak. Also, when people trust that their ideas won't be used against them, they are more likely to speak openly. Avoid office politics or blaming others. Focus on the issue, not the person. That way, everyone can be part of the solution. Active listening is a key skill for every team member. It means listening not just to reply, but to understand. Here are a few tips to help you listen actively. Be prepared. Think about what you want to say before speaking. Only talk about one thing at a time. Use a calm, neutral tone, even when things feel tense. And keep your focus on the issue, not the person. Let's continue with more tips for active listening. Avoid statements like "you always" or "you never." These often make people defensive. Instead, show interest in what the other person is saying. Use specific examples, not vague comments. If you have a strong opinion, explain it clearly and support it with facts. And finally, look for areas where you both agree. That's often the best place to build progress. For example, two admin assistants in an office were doing data entry differently. They argued about which way was correct. One paused, repeated the other's view, and asked, "Is this what you mean?" The other said, "Yes, exactly." It turned out they were saying the same thing in different ways. This shows the power of active listening. Instead of reacting quickly, repeating back helps clarify meaning and avoid unnecessary conflict. Now, just because someone hears you doesn't mean they fully understand you. So it's a good idea to confirm that your message was received correctly. You can do this by repeating key points or asking the other person to explain what they understood. This helps avoid confusion and makes both people feel heard. It also shows respect and builds stronger collaboration. To build a strong team, you need open communication. This means creating a safe space where people feel comfortable to share their thoughts, even when things aren't perfect. Ask your team for feedback before small issues become big problems. Sometimes your team members will have great ideas to make things more efficient, but they won't speak up unless you invite them to. You can use different ways to communicate: face-to-face talks, group chats, suggestion boxes, whatever fits your workplace. Open communication doesn't mean saying whatever we like, whenever we like. We still need to keep things respectful and professional. So, it's important to set ground rules. That includes no offensive language, no sexist or racist remarks, and no comments that make others feel unsafe. Everyone should feel that their voice matters, and that means we all have to speak kindly and listen properly. For example, in a hotel housekeeping team, some staff often complained about coworkers to others instead of giving feedback directly. It created tension and gossip. The manager introduced a rule: when giving feedback, do it respectfully and include a suggestion to improve. After that, team conversations were more positive and fair. So open communication doesn't mean saying anything at any time. Ground rules help keep discussions respectful and useful, especially in diverse teams. Sometimes managers use jargon or short forms like acronyms that not everyone understands. This can create confusion and make people feel left out. So if you're leading a team, don't assume your team knows what every term means. Take the time to explain new words, or even provide a simple list. When everyone understands the same language, communication becomes much easier. Regular meetings are one of the best ways to keep everyone informed and involved. But here's the key: don't just hold meetings when there's a problem. Make them part of your routine, like once a week. Plan them at a good time, stick to the schedule, and give everyone a chance to speak. Let your team share updates, concerns, and ideas, not just listen to yours. In any workplace, change is constant. That's why it's important to keep your team up to date, especially when the changes might affect them. For example, if the company is making cuts or changing direction, tell people directly. Don't let them find out through gossip or rumors. When people hear the truth from you, they feel respected and more likely to trust you. For example, a small restaurant was reducing hours due to a decline in customers. The manager told the team directly in their weekly meeting. Some staff were worried, but they appreciated the honesty. One team member suggested a new lunch deal to bring in more customers, and it worked. This means that when leaders are transparent and share important news early, it builds trust. It also gives the team a chance to work together to solve the problem. Lastly, let's talk about the open door policy. It's a simple idea. If possible, keep your door open and your attitude open too. People are much more likely to ask questions or raise concerns if they know you're available. A closed door, even if it's not on purpose, can feel like a barrier. So be approachable. Show your team that their voices are always welcome. Great job! You've completed the session on stakeholder collaboration and effectiveness. We've covered how communication affects everything in a team, from motivation and innovation to solving problems before they grow. Whether you're managing a team or working in one, remember this: communication is not just about speaking, it's about listening, understanding, and building trust. Thank you for learning with us, and we hope you'll bring these ideas into your own workplace starting today.